Welcome to another instructional video from Everlast Refiners. In this video I'm going to show you how to install a bypass oil filtration system on a 1987 International 1700 truck with a DT466 diesel engine. This kit comes complete with everything you'll require to install this number 20 bypass oil filtration system. Additional filter elements can be purchased at www.everlastrefiner.com. First, I'm going to show you how to install the oil refiner mounting brackets and then the oil refiner canister. Install the mounting brackets to the accessory mounting plate located on the driver's side of the engine compartment as shown, using the quarter 20 by 1 inch bolts, lock washers, and nuts provided in the hardware kit. Once installed, the brackets should be reasonably level, so parking the truck on a level surface and using a spirit level helps. Install the refiner canister using the mounting brackets with the 3/8 16 by 2 inch bolts, lock washers, and nuts provided. Orient the 1/2 inch return port on the side of the refiner canister so that it faces aft. Next, I'm going to show you how to install the engine oil return line. So first, drain the engine oil and reinstall the engine oil pan drain plug. Next, install the oil pan bulkhead fitting as follows. On the driver's side of the oil pan, locate a point approximately as shown. Be sure there's a flat spot so that the rubber O-ring will sit flat and seal properly and is low enough to be below the oil level. Using a pointed punch, mark the hole. Place a strong magnet close to this spot. Next, using a 1 1/4 inch hole saw and angle drill, cut a hole in the oil pan. Be careful not to damage the area around the hole. It must be smooth so that the oil pan fitting will seat and seal properly. Next, reach into the hole. Be careful though, the edge of this is quite sharp, and remove any metal shavings held by the magnet. Next, remove the magnet. Next, install the oil pan bulkhead fitting as follows. Attach the fitting nipple to the insertion tool as shown. These are left-handed threads. And slide the backing plate onto the insertion tool with the tabs facing away from the fitting nipple. Insert this assembly into the hole. Once inside the oil pan, shake and pull the assembly to seat the backing plate on the fitting nipple. Pull on the insertion tool and to keep the backing plate against the inside of the pan. Keep holding pressure on the insertion tool and install the rubber O-ring. Cover the rubber O-ring with a liberal amount of high temperature silicone and install the retaining washer and retaining nut. Next, tighten the retaining nut enough to squeeze the rubber O-ring and seat the retaining washer. Remove the insertion tool. Remember, these are left-handed threads. Install the oil return hose assembly. Using the thread sealant provided, connect the non-swivel end of the oil return hose assembly to the 1/2 inch port on the side of the oil refiner canister and route it to the oil return route the oil return hose down and attach the swivel end of the oil return hose to the oil pan bulkhead fitting just installed. This hose assembly returns clean oil to the oil pan by gravity, so the hose assembly must go downhill all the way to the oil pan connection. At no point in the routing of this hose shall it travel upward. Hold the oil pan bulkhead fitting with vice grips and tighten the 90-degree swivel fitting. Secure the routing of the return hose assembly as required with the provided tie wraps. Replace the engine oil and check for leaks. Next, I'm going to show you how to install the engine oil supply line. Using the thread sealant compound provided, install the valve assembly provided and the non-swivel end of the oil supply hose assembly to the bottom fitting of the oil refiner canister. There are two valves in this assembly, one on the side with a 90-degree elbow and plug attached is for taking oil samples. The second valve is for regulating the incoming oil flow rate. Orient the valve assembly as shown. Route the hose inboard and up to the air compressor supply line. Disconnect the air compressor oil supply line and install the T adapter provided using the thread sealant compound. Next, using the thread sealant compound provided, attach the swivel end of the oil supply line onto the adapter T just installed and secure it as required with the tie wraps provided. Next, I'm going to show you how to establish the electrical connections to the heating element in the thermal dehydrator lid assembly. First, connect the power and ground wire assemblies to the oil refiner lid heating element as follows. Route the red fused power wire assembly through the firewall. Attach the hoop connector end to one of the posts on the heating element in the lid assembly. It does not matter which. These connections are to the heating element are not polarity sensitive. It just needs to be provided a power and a ground. So next, connect the bare end of the power wire assembly to the fuse panel as shown. Next, attach one end of the ground wire assembly to the remaining post on the oil refiner lid heating element and the other end of the ground wire assembly to one of the bracket bolts. Secure the wiring with the tie wraps provided as required. Now it's time to operationally check the system and set the flow rate. First, start the engine and check for leakage. Remove the heated lid using a rag or glove. Carefully, it gets quite hot. Watch for oil flow across the dispersion plate. This will take several minutes, so be patient. Opening the regulator valve fully and running the engine at high idle will help speed up this process. Once flowing, adjust the regulator valve so that a slow, even flow of oil covers the step dispersion plate at idle. Once established, run the engine at high idle to ensure that the canister will not overflow. If you notice the refiner canister filling up, readjust the regulator valve to slow the flow rate. Reinstall the heated lid using a rag or glove and install the washer and wing nut. Hand tight is fine. Maintenance. Check your oil level and dispersion plate flow rate regularly. Take oil samples every 20,000 miles. Replace the oil refiner filter when oil analysis indicates it's necessary, or once a year, whichever occurs first. Oil analysis. For assistance with understanding oil analysis reports, go to everlastrefiner.com/oil analysis or contact our technical support department from our contact page at www.everlastrefiner.com. How does it work? Go to everlastrefiner.com/everlastrefiner/how does it work to find out how this bypass oil refiner system works and how it maintains the quality of your motor oil continuously. For any technical support, contact Mark at everlastrefiner.com. Thanks for watching another instructional video from Everlast Refiner. Please keep checking back for more installations and applications.